Hello, everybody. This is Linda Ferguson.
Erin Nelson Bell.
And this is Platinum Prime for Life podcast, your source of interesting girlfriend tips and tricks. And life experience advice for living your best life in your Platinum Prime years. So today we're going to be talking about something that, honestly, let me take my glasses off. Honestly, people talk about in polite company, in girlfriend company, but especially when you're getting a little bit older and you look in the mirror and you say, should I get plastic surgery? I think I need it. So this is actually something
Who hasn't gone like that?
For whatever reason, I don't know, the fat distribution in my face does not I get really weird when I do that. But I've always had this like neck ever since I was very young. I've always just had like something that hangs down there on my neck. And so I did check that out, and the doctor said, no, sorry, you were born with it. It stays. Okay, so we're going to be talking about plastic surgery today, and I just dropped my phone. Doggone it. And Karen is someone who asked about this topic. So I'm going to actually turn it over to you, Karen.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm 81, and I would propose to you that a lot of my 81-year-old friends don't have as good a skin as I do, and people ask me if I've had plastic surgery, and my answer is, if I'd had plastic surgery, I wouldn't have these saggy jowls. I'd look more like Jane Fonda, because Jane has had the best plastic surgeon on the planet, and she looks fantastic. And if I had had plastic surgery, I wouldn't have those. And I have poochies on the top of my cheeks. I don't have bags, but I have poochies here, and I have frown lines that I don't like. And so if I'd had plastic, and my neck would look better if I'd had plastic surgery. So no, I have not had plastic surgery. Do I take care of my skin? Yes. I haven't had any injectables. Many years ago, I tried Botox and what do you call Restylane or something like that, and it was terrible. It was a disaster on my face. It was I bruised for 4 months. The doctor gave me my money back. It was not good. I don't respond well to those things, so I don't do those. What I do is maybe dermabrasion every now and then, to dermabrade the skin, and maybe a peel now and then. I did a very severe peel that took 3 months to do, called I don't remember the name of it anymore. Anyway, to handle brown spots, because I had very severe brown spotting. So that's what I do. I don't do plastic surgery. But would I? Oh, hell yes. I would do plastic surgery. Here's why I don't and why I won't. I'm 81. So I follow different doctors that I enjoy listening to what they have to say. And one particular doctor, she's a hoot. She's wonderful. And she said that when you have elective surgery and you put your body under the stresses and you have anesthetic, your body goes through such a trauma that it takes years off your life. She said, if you can avoid it after 50, do not have elective surgery. You don't have any surgery, but you may have to have surgery. You may have to have heart surgery. Who knows what you're going to have. I had to have a knee replacement. It was the worst surgery. I had 3 different surgeries over a 2-year period. And they weren't for fun. They weren't plastic surgery to make me look nicer. No. But they were devastating in the terms of the damage, the trauma that it does to your body. And I know now that at the age of 81, it is not a good idea for me to have surgery again. I would love to do that. Yes, ma'am. But I found other ways to do it. But I would really like to have surgery. So it's so highly personal, and and is it vanity? Well, I want my outsides to match my insides, and my insides are, I don't know, 35, something like that. On the inside, I feel like that. I'm going to get, in another month, I'm going to have my telomeres measured and tell me what is the functioning age of this body, because it feels I have energy for sale. sell it to teenagers. I'm not just doing well. I'm the poster child for all the biomarkers, for your blood pressure, for your plaque score, for everything. I'm doing great. So I would like to know how old am I, but I'm too old, I think, to have more surgery. I think it's too risky. You hear about women going in for plastic surgery, or even for, let's say, not plastic surgery, but liposuction. Liposuction is, or laser surgery on your fat. It's a form of surgery, and you're giving your body an extreme trauma. It's not worth it for me at 81.
Okay.
So she says that after 50, you should really, really consider not having any more elective surgeries. So I have more to say, but now, what do you say to what I've just said so far?
I say, that's your choice. Would I have plastic surgery? Yes, absolutely. Will I? I don't know. It comes down to, am I wealthy enough now, and do I have enough discretionary time to consider it? Or is the pain of looking in the mirror something that I can fix up with cosmetics and exercise and so on? So genetically, I have 3 sisters, so there's 4 girls, and we're all still pretty youthful compared to other people that hit our age range. So I'm still doing okay, but there could be a point where I would definitely consider it. Nothing major. And there was a point when I was younger where I wanted to do all the things at the same time. Change my nose, change my top, change my bottom. And the doctor's like, you do them one at a time, Linda. But what if I want it all, and I want it all now?
Oh gosh. Well, you talked about price. Price is important. Do you know would you like to know what is the least expensive plastic surgery procedure?
Sure.
To make your face look better?
Yeah. What?
It's called the smile. The smile procedure. Watch this.
Yeah. Hey. Definitely.
Watch this. Watch my jawline.
Okay.
It just completely took away that lopsided, floppy jawline, and then look at the lines on up around this area.
Okay. I think I look at your smile more than your jowls or any other part of your face when you're smiling. So
good thing too, because it lifts your jaw, it lifts your spirits. So
there you go.
Smile lift is a really, really good, inexpensive plastic surgery.
We highly recommend it. That is it has so many benefits.
It does.
Besides the fact that you look younger, you actually are full of life at that moment.
Yeah, you might convince yourself that you're all happy.
Yeah, and you probably are.
Yeah.
An interesting sort of side note to that, I might have mentioned before that I live on a street that it's literally 1 mile in length. And then it dead ends. So it's a really long road. And so for the people that live on the road, they have to drive 1 mile. There are a lot of houses, right? Not a lot of houses, but houses. Anyway, so there's traffic that comes up and down the road. And I'm a smiley person just by nature. I'm usually smiling. And people just will wave at my husband and I when we go for a walk. Like they must wave at us. They don't know us. They don't know our names. But because we're smiling and we look happy, and they got to communicate back. Hey, hi, thanks for the smile. So it's really good. So I use it a lot. And it actually is just part of who I am. Anyway, so there you go.
Ask if you've had plastic surgery, and if they ask me again, I'll say, yeah, I had the smile lift.
Oh, that's a great answer. But you also are full of different tricks that you use that are not permanent fixes, but they definitely are youthifying things. What?
I do. I expect you to.
What's that?
Are you wanting me to reveal my secrets?
I think that share is actually a really good set of shares. Some of the things that you do are really helpful. I've seen other people use them as well. I think you do them probably better than most people I've seen since they're non-obvious things. So yeah, share a couple.
Well, my attention goes to my neck because I'm a singer and I've got pretty well developed, I forget what you call these. There's a name for these.
Oh yeah.
Because of being a singer, mine are quite predominant and they bother me. It bothers me. Is it vanity? Yes, I think it makes me look older. So if I go like that in a video, I would prefer to have it look like that. So there are all kinds of things. For example, do you know what that is? Have you got
No.
any idea what that is?
No clue.
That is a Hollywood facelift thing. You put one on here, the other goes around the back of you. I wish you know what? Let me clip my ponytail up so that it isn't in the way here.
Okay.
Ponytail. Oh, here comes the ponytail clipped up. Okay, so I don't have this on right now, but you put one here and you put the other.
Is that adhesive on either end? Is that what
Yeah.
that is? Okay.
And
So
you put
adhesive on either end.
and it goes like that.
Right here. Okay. And it pulls. Let's
Yeah.
see. How would that?
So these are expensive. And there's another one called Neck Less, Neck Neck Less, Less. That
Okay.
and there's all sorts of them. But guess what you can do?
What? What's that?
It's just 3M for discreet fold, breathable, transparent tape for
Okay.
medical purposes, right?
Okay. Medical tape.
So it's just a clear medical tape.
Okay.
And you can instead of buying those things, you can take this medical tape, and I'm going to cut a piece off. And let's see if we can make one of those Hollywood things ourselves. So I'm going to place it right about here.
Okay.
And I'm going to tack it down real hard. And then I'm going to come around the back of my neck, and I'm going to try not to include my hair when I put it back here.
Hey.
My neck looks completely different, don't you think?
Yeah, I totally do. Wow.
I actually already had one on the other side. And so
Pretty dramatic.
you've got both of them, and you don't have to spend a fortune. I think these things, I think they cost like I don't know, $30 for 6 of them or 4 of them, something like that. That's money. Just and also if you have your hair up, I think if you went out with these on, people would kind of look and see that you had tape on.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a real good high fashion solution, but if you had hair that was more like your hair, you could wear your hair down and you wouldn't ever see it. Now you want to know
Well, you know what? So look at this. Look at what happens when I do this.
It goes away. That thing goes away.
I've tried them before. I've tried those things before.
Even
I'm probably inept at
I
using
would
them.
come to the house and just tape you up.
There you go.
Yes, it does.
My personal taper. Come on over.
Experimentation, but you'll notice that it also seems to have done these. You could let's see what we can do. I'm just now you got me curious. I'm gonna do one. Let's see. I can't believe we're doing this on camera.
Hey,
Linda. So
thousands of women are going to be grateful for this show, this particular show. It'd be hard for a man to do it unless he had long hair, though.
do you see the difference between the jawline on this now that I'm pulling it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see if I can. I'll put it near the You can find these things in, you know what cosplay is? Costume playing, like when people go to Comic-Con. You can find this kind of stuff in there because they do things like to make their eyes go up high, like if you wanted to become an Orient person, or, or you want to become an old person, you could do it in reverse, I suppose. One other thing that I have, I really hate the frown lines. You know why I hate them? Because I'm not a frowny person. I'm a smiley person, and I'm a happy person. Frowning makes you look, these, they call them the L's. My L's are very predominant. Why? Because I don't frown. I don't know why they're so predominant. So I have little tapes that pull this away, and I pull it, and they are small, they're tiny, and they are prepared, and they come in a little box full of a gazillion of them. And I do that so that I don't seem frowny. So now,
wait, do you have them on now? Are they on there?
Yeah, they're on.
I don't even see them.
Well, you don't see them because they're very small.
That's pretty cool.
There's one here, and there's one here. Yeah, you can't see them. So now you know, doggone it. I can't, Linda, are you sure we're going to post one? I'm not sure. And then, of course, I have my camera remote, because that draws even more attention to my neck. I'm like, what is that black thing around her neck?
Okay, you got to show people what. So that is Karen's Bluetooth camera remote.
Yeah, so
that she can take
selfies.
I thought she had a, what is it, Life Alert. And what's so funny, because I'm laughing, she's like, oh, I've got this thing around my neck. And I said, what is that? It's my camera remote. And I go, you are such a geek. You're such a geek.
I am a geek. So unfortunately, when I tape the side, I tape strapped to my neck in the back.
That was funny. That was actually really funny.
Too funny for...
I have an old and dear friend who wears a Life Alert around his neck, and so it kind of sort of looks like that. So that was cracking me up.
Yeah, it's too
Karen,
funny.
If people didn't know how old you were, they wouldn't know how old you were, because you definitely are one of those ageless people that I think you'll be youthful to as long as you're hanging out. And it's wonderful. Yeah.
Somebody said to me, why, you might live 20 more years. And I didn't want to tell them, hell, I might live 40 more years.
You might indeed. I would definitely bet on that with you.
I would, the life insurance people would really lose money on me, right?
I know. You know what's so interesting about life insurance? We sell life insurance annuity policies. So an annuity is when you start drawing income at a certain point. Earlier on, you're funding it, you're putting money into the annuity with the idea that at some point you're going to stop funding it and you're going to start taking money. And there are insurance companies that have guaranteed payments, meaning they're going to guarantee payments to you for as long as you live. And what the math is on it is insurance companies are very numbers oriented. So they're really fixated on what is the probability that you're going to live as long as you think you're going to live.
And
right?
Is that what you call actuary tables? They look at the
actuaries. Uh-huh. And so they just keep number crunching all the time.
Yeah.
They figure, all right, you're probably going to last, maybe you look pretty healthy and stuff, so maybe you'll last till you're 80, which means we're going to make money off of you, right? You put all this money in, we've invested it, it's making us money now, it will make money over time. The value of what you are funding goes up over time, so that's all really nice. Now when you start taking your payments out, you have this chunk of money that's sitting there as a potential, like, but there's a point as you take payments out, you're going to start spending that down until there's a potential that you'll run out of and have no money to draw on. But because the insurance company said, we guarantee this amount of money per month for as long as you live, then you just get those payments forever.
Am I too old to get an annuity?
You are not too old. You're never actually too old for anything, but it wouldn't make sense because the cost of that would be well beyond what the value you could get out of it, because you're already past the point of wanting to take the money out, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, there's funding and then there's annuitizing. So when funding is putting money into an account, which typically gets distributed in the stock market, bonds, other things. And then there's the point where you start taking payments out. You can't put any more money in. You take those payments out. Anyway, for you, the insurance companies, had you had that kind of a policy, definitely they would have lost money.
So
you would have outlived that.
Our episode, how plastic surgery and life insurance go together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So actually, let's talk about self-image, because plastic surgery sort of leads to, why would you even want plastic surgery? Yes. Let me ask you a question. So your mom, how old was your mom when she died?
82.
Okay. So did she look as youthful as you do?
Her skin was gorgeous because she never was in the sun, but she was an alcoholic. So she didn't look good because she was very, very, very ill. She was ill for a long time. And so, no, she didn't look good, but she would have looked good if she hadn't been so sick.
Well, my mom died much younger, and it was circumstances. We'll just say that. But she had certain facial structure features and so on. And Hungarian, my mom pretty much Hungarian, German Hungarian. So it's big jowls, big eyes, gorgeous hair. Thankfully, I got some of her hair. I have a sister who has hair like my mom did, which to this day, her ponytail's about that fat.
Oh, my.
And my daughter also got that hair too. It's like amazing hair. But there was a point where I looked in the mirror, because Hungarians very often tend to be chunky, especially as they get older. And on my mother's side of the family, it was like very stocky, stout, strong body type. So I looked in the mirror and I thought, oh my God, I look like my mom. Oh, and she always looks so old to me. So I went out and did some youthifying, which just happened to be really putting attention more on dressing in a way that made me feel good when I looked in the mirror. Making sure I've always been a blonde. I will always be a blonde. And I don't really care. I'm never going to do the gray thing. In fact, actually now my hair's literally turning white under that blondness there. So makes staying blonde a little easier.
My hair is white. And so I just call it platinum blonde. So you can stop dyeing your hair, which is a big pleasure to not have to dye your hair. It just comes out of your head platinum blonde.
I disagree. I think every time I do my hair, I go, oh, I feel like myself more. It's okay. And my husband's going, Biz, what are you doing? Well, why is that bag on your head? Honey, I'm doing my hair today. Oh, okay. Hey. Anyway, very cute. I have like one of the nicest husbands ever. He is such a nice, wonderful guy. Mm-hmm. And he never is critical. He never says one unkind word, which I give him plenty of opportunity to say many unkind things, but he's super nice. But the bag on my head while I'm letting the color develop, that sort of tested the bounds of what he wanted to say. That's pretty fun.
Where never is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
Hey, you're going to have to go back and look at the episode where you opened it up. You Got a Friend in Me. So cute. It is such a cute show. All right. So there are pros and cons. So let's just talk about plastic surgery, staying young, looking in the mirror, whatever. In your platinum prime period of life, it is where your body starts showing signs of aging much more aggressively than when you were younger. Maybe you got a little twinge, you got a little this or that. Well, the older your body gets, the less it naturally replenishes itself, unless you have a really focused and concerted effort on maintaining it. And even then, there is a point where it just hits a point where it's not going to live forever. And we all know that. And we don't have a specific time when that happens. But if you look in the mirror and you're looking old and you're not feeling your best, it can actually accelerate that point of, what do we call it? Downward spiral? I don't know. So
it is a discouraging word to yourself. You're looking in the mirror and you're thinking, I don't look the way I want to look for today. And it sets the wrong tone for the day.
Yeah. Or like my business partner says, I looked in the mirror and an old man was looking back at me. I go, yep.
A lot of women say, I looked in the mirror and how did my mother get in there?
That's right. I was looking at my mother. So here is an expert quote on plastic surgery. Surgery won't change your life, but it may change how you feel in the mirror, and that matters. Absolutely. That was from Dr. Laura Devgan, who's a plastic surgeon. It was an article she published in Harper's Bazaar. So when we're talking about beauty or attractiveness in your platinum prime years, give me some of your concepts of what that is, Karen.
Ask me the question again. I want to give you a good answer. I don't want to.
Sure. Defining beauty in your platinum prime years, or defining being attractive.
You know, we don't prep these questions, and she asks me stuff, and I don't exactly know if I have an answer to that. Define beauty in your senior years. I think I go back to the smile lift.
Yes. Good.
Smile lift is probably the most important of all the beauty tricks for people who are older, because I play in facilities where there are older people, and they're generally people who aren't doing real well, either because they have some physical disability that they have to handle, or they maybe are in there for memory care, and they look sad. I notice that they mostly look sad. Most of them, I would say 90% of the people that I play for don't look happy until after we've talked for a while. So I think the smile lift is maybe the sign of beauty for seniors. Yeah. I don't know any other answer. I mean, obviously having skin that is smooth and doesn't have I spent tens of thousands of dollars to get rid of brown spots. I had a pregnancy mask when I was 25 years old from going out in the sun and taking birth control pills. It zapped my hormones, and I had such brown mahogany spots that kids would say to me, "How come you have a mustache?" And I was like, "Oh." So I've been spending a lot of time on these brown spots, but now I don't think they're really reducing. And I have products. I mean, I have products that I use, Linda, and this is not the platform for me to hawk my wares, but I do. I have secrets. I have a cream that's amazing. I have a collagen that's amazing. I have all kinds of tips and tricks that I can share with people, not on this platform, but that's what I do. But I'm not sure. I think having nice skin is part of the hallmark. I think it is good to take care of your skin. Ladies, if you're 25, get all the sun you need, because you need your vitamin D, but put sunscreen on your face. That's another thing that I would say is how your skin how your skin is aged is a big sign. Like I'm starting to get rid of my wrinkles. Now I have a lot of muscles. I'm doing good with muscles, but I have extra skin because of having lost 101 pounds. But this skin, up until maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, it was so crepey. It literally looked like crepe paper. And now it doesn't look like crepe paper anymore. It's because of one of the products that I'm using. So it's just like, take care of yourself.
Well, guess what? We have put together a handout. It's like we always do. This one is called Looking in the Mirror Worksheet. So it is.
Handouts. I got to go do them.
Yes. Because I'm just going to say youthfulness to me, someone who is, I know they're mature, it's what can I see in their face? Like if the wisdom lines are showing up, but they're smiling and they have a zest for life. And also they dress for who they are, not their age. Like an earlier episode we did, should you dress for your age? And we both said, hell no. You dress for who you are. So staying beautiful or staying attractive includes looking in the mirror and thinking to yourself, hey, I look pretty good today. And if you don't say that, then go back and change your clothes and put a smile on your face or whatever until you can feel that way. Wax enthusiastic is the word.
Yeah.
And very soon you shall be so.
Yeah, that's right.
But the worksheet is, sort of just kind of go through it. Have you lost your feeling of being attractive? And if so, you're going to write down what you're going to do to regain that. Because in regaining that, you're also adding life to your life. You're adding